What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest self-emptying robot vacuum from AIRROBO called the T10 Plus. So this is a vacuum that will empty itself out, so every time it's done a cleaning cycle it will go back to its emptying station. This is also the docking station, this is where it charges, and this is where the vacuum will empty itself out. Inside this we have a fairly big bag, so you're gonna have to clean that bag every 30 to 45 days depending on how much dirt there is around your house. Of course it may even go longer if you don't have that much dust and stuff in your house. The vacuum can also mop, so there is a mopping attachment that you can put at the bottom of it, and it can also mop. So first you'd have it vacuum and then it can go around and mop. There are 3 levels of wetness that you can select for mopping, so it really depends what kind of floors you have. If you have like tiles throughout your house, you can probably have it set at the maximum wetness level so it can mop better. For vacuuming we have 4 levels of suction. Of course if you have it on the lowest level it's not gonna make that much noise, but the suction power isn't that great. And of course if you have it at the maximum suction power it will make more noise, but it will suck everything up from the floor. I personally use mine at the maximum suction power at all times. Okay, so in the box you're gonna find everything you need so you can get started right away. Of course there is a user manual, and if this is your first robot vacuum I highly recommend that you check out that user manual, not to mention that you learn what app you need to install so you can actually control this from your smartphone. So check out that user manual. Inside the box we also get some disposable mopping pads, but personally I just use this mopping pad and I just wash it after the vacuum is done mopping around. I find this one better, but you do have the disposable ones if you want those. And we also have 2 replacement bags for the emptying station, so you can change the one that comes in there and then you have 2 more. And we also have an extra side brush. So the side brush is located on the side of the vacuum here, and this one kind of pushes the dirt towards the main brush underneath the vacuum that pushes the dirt further into that dustbin inside the vacuum. The dustbin for this particular vacuum is also a bit different than other robot vacuums that I've seen in the past. So we have a 2-in-1 system. So at the top here we have the dustbin for dust. We also have the filter right here at the top. And at the bottom we have the water tank, and basically the mopping pad attaches to the bottom here, and that's how the mopping pad gets wet. So all this basically attaches to the bottom of the vacuum here. The vacuum itself looks like most robot vacuums that we've been seeing over the past 3-4 years. So we have the same round shape. On the front here we have some sensors and a bumper. The bumper also has a rubber strip around here, so if the vacuum does bump into some furniture it will not scratch or damage the furniture. At the top here we have the Lidar navigation system. This is very important for a robotic vacuum because this way the vacuum knows how to make a map of your house. It knows exactly where it's been and it's not gonna miss any areas. Other vacuums that I've tried in the past that don't have a Lidar navigation system don't exactly know where they've been, so they just bounce around. Well, that is not the case with this vacuum. This one knows exactly where it's been and where it's gonna go. At the bottom of the vacuum, of course, we have the wheels, we have the main brush. You can take this brush out and clean it because after a while it will catch some hair on it, so you will have to clean that brush every so often. And then we have some sensors, so the vacuum is not gonna fall down the stairs. So let's say that you're using this on the 2nd floor of your house. Well, those sensors will keep the vacuum safe so it doesn't fall down those stairs. I did try this and it does work great. And of course then we have that side brush that will kind of push the dirt towards the main brush here at the bottom. Going back to what comes in the box, mostly because I forgot about it, so we get a remote control and 2 batteries for the remote control. I haven't actually seen a remote control for one of these vacuums that has a Lidar navigation system before. So with this remote control you can basically manually drive the vacuum around your house. You can start a cleaning cycle, you can do like a spot cleaning and a bunch of other things. So very useful to have a remote control like this on your vacuum, because this way you don't actually have to take out your phone every time you want to control something about the vacuum. You can just point the remote control at it and start whatever you need to start. Okay, so since we are talking about the app, yes, there is an app that works with this vacuum. So this vacuum basically connects to your home's Wi-Fi network, and then you can control it from that app. You can change settings, you can create a schedule, so you can have the vacuum start a vacuuming cycle every time you are at work, for example, in the morning or afternoon, whatever works for you. So you can set a schedule from the app there. The app is called Tuya Smart, and this is available for Android and iOS. And of course, you have to go through the pairing process at first. That takes about 5 minutes, but once that's done, you basically control everything about the vacuum from your smartphone. The vacuum also makes a map of your house, so that map is available through the app there, and on the map you can select do not go zone. So let's say that you don't want the vacuum to go in the kitchen, for example, you can make a do not go zone and the vacuum will go around that area. I've also noticed that whenever the vacuum goes over carpets, so let's say that it's vacuuming tiles and all of a sudden it goes over a carpet, it will increase its suction power whenever it goes over carpets. So basically anything that you want to change about the vacuum, you basically open the app and you change it from the app. Now, if you just want to start a cleaning cycle, you can just press the power button at the top here and the vacuum will start vacuuming. The same goes for the remote control. You can just control it from the remote control, but if you do set a schedule for it, it will do everything on its own and then it will empty itself out. I also wanted to show you how loud it gets when it empties itself out, because the first time I heard it, I did get a bit scared because I wasn't expecting that. So let me show you a quick recording just so you can see how loud this gets when it empties itself out.
Starting to collect dust.
Okay, so I've used this vacuum daily over the past couple of weeks for vacuuming and mopping, sometimes even multiple times a day, because I wanted to see how it performs for cleaning tasks. Of course, for my house, because my house is fairly small, it will not run out of power while doing a cleaning cycle. Now, if your house is bigger than mine, of course, it may run out of power, but if that happens, it will go back to its charging station, recharge, and then continue vacuuming. So it will never run out of power somewhere in the house, basically. I've noticed that it does a good job over tiles and carpet, so it only has to go over one area once and it will pick up everything from the floor. Of course, as I said earlier, I'm using mine at the maximum suction power, so that will depend on your house, what kind of flooring you have, and so on. But it does have lots of suction power, so it will suck up everything from the floor. Now, I did notice that I have to pick up small toys and cables from the floor. Now, this is the case with most robot vacuums. You should go around the house and clean a bit, because if you leave your phone charger on the floor, there is a good chance it will get caught in that brush at the bottom. So you definitely don't want that. So every time you have this set to go vacuuming, maybe clean the floor a little bit before that. So overall, the vacuum performs really well for all the tasks that's intended for, so vacuuming and mopping, of course. As always, I'll leave a link in the video's description just in case you wanna check it out. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.